this is completely ridiculous, right? Michonne could never get bitten, but I thought it would be cool to make one look for both Michonne and her zombie pets. So whether you want to be Michonne or one of her jawless friends, or both, this video should help. Alright, grab some liquid latex and we're making the jawless zombie first. I'm applying it in areas that I want to build up and off my face to create that protruding, emaciated look. And this stuff smells really nasty, FYI. Grabbing some toilet paper, I'm building up the zombie's protruding cheekbones, jaw, forehead, nose, and upper lip. Then I go over the toilet paper with more latex to make it rubbery and so I can paint over it. And just be careful not to get latex in your eye. I just stay away from the eye area to be safe. On set, the makeup artists use prosthetics that protrude far away from the face. Here, we're using toilet paper. So just keep building up that jawless zombie face until you're happy with it. When you're happy with how it looks, just blast it with your blow dryer to help it dry quicker. So while that's setting, I'm gonna start on Michonne's face. Her skin is like freaking perfect, so I'm smoothing away my blemishes with a coat of foundation and then setting it with powder. I'm gonna lightly fill in my eyebrows to make them more full, and a bit of brown shadow on my top and bottom lashes for dimension, and also dusting a bit underneath my eye to create bags, like I haven't had a good night's sleep in a long time. I'm gonna accentuate her angry frown lines because she's just that serious, and also accentuate her full lips. And that's it for Michonne. No mascara or anything. She is fighting zombies, you know. Ain't nobody got time for makeup. For the zombie half, I'm going in with a lighter brown foundation to make it look more discolored and expired. So just going in with a beauty blender. This doesn't have to be perfect. Now I grab my normal foundation color again, and I use it around the edge of the zombie half to make it blend in better with Michonne's half. Using a super dark brown shadow, I'm creating the contours of the zombie face. Super protruding cheekbones, broken decomposing nose, hollow inverted eyes, you know, the usual. And I'm also accentuating where the sliced jaw begins, creating that deep contour. Grabbing a deep red shadow, I'm gonna start building up the scabbed jaw. Red for the flesh, deep purple where it starts to scab and become dry, and then black for dimension. We really want the jaw to look like it's gone, so I'm grabbing my blackest black lipstick, and I'm placing this around the edges for more depth. You can also bring it upwards to create jagged lines in the skin. I'm also going to add dimension to the other hollows as well, and grabbing some black shadow to set it. I'm using the dark brown shadow for a bit more discoloration and the look of decay. Grabbing a yellowish green color and applying it to the highlights of the skin. Unfortunately, my foundation was a bit too sheer, so I'm adding more latex to cover my jaw on the bottom, so just do this in the beginning. Alright, I'm going to let that dry. And grabbing a red lipstick, I'm gonna go around the edges of the sliced jaw to create a scabby blood look. And then set that with a red shadow. I'm just coloring over that new latex that I added. Now we're gonna build out the sliced jaw. Add some latex to the edge of that lip thing hanging off there. And I'm sticking some balled up toilet paper to it and then painting over it with more latex. Now earlier I created these latex strings by painting liquid latex lines on a plastic placemat and then letting that dry. When the latex is completely dry, just carefully peel it off the placemat. And you'll have these awesome strings that look like hanging or ripped skin. Now you can just stick the strings to the wet latex so it looks like sliced or hanging skin. I'm also adding a few skin flaps, I know, gross, to the side of the jaw where the zombie would have been sliced. Now just color that in as well. Now, I just did my face, but of course you can bring the latex all the way down your neck if you want. Okay, so now we gotta make the zombies' chains. I'm using a cheap foam visor from the art store, removing the plastic spring. I'm gonna cut out the shape of a ring, and using a true acrylic silver paint, I'm gonna paint over the entire foam ring. When it dries, I take a bit more paint and I stipple it on top to create a textured metal finish. For the chains, I'm using white or clear plastic shower hooks. This is gonna help keep it nice and lightweight. So just do the same thing, painting silver all over each ring, and then stippling that texture on top. When all the paint dries, grab a bronze or gold metallic Sharpie, rub it lightly across the silver texture, and quickly rub it in before it dries. This is gonna get deep into that textured crevice for that old, worn, antiqued metal look. So just do that to every ring and also to the collar. Now, since the zombie is only half of my face, I'm gonna cut the collar in half, figure out where on your neck you want it to end, and then cut it into a tapered crescent shape. Grabbing some spirit gum, just glue it to your neck on both sides. Now just loop the rings together like a chain, and we're definitely using creative freedom here. And I'm gonna take my locks down out of the ponytail. Now I just uploaded a tutorial on how to make these lightweight fake locks. If you don't have enough time, you can just braid or twist your hair to get the same look. Now grabbing a black string, I'm gonna place the chains on the string, and then I just tie the string around my head. This is gonna make it look like the chains are coming off the collar. And then just bobby pin the string to your head in front of the chains so that they don't move. Now moving a few of those top locks out of the way, I'm gonna tie a purple and pink scarf around my head, like Michonne's infamous headscarf, and then flip those locks back over so they're hanging over the headscarf. Nice, and now it's starting to come together. Now, Michonne's wardrobe is pretty simple. A purple tank top or t-shirt tucked into dark gray pants with a black belt. But we gotta make her vest now. I found this old leather jacket from the thrift store. $10 in my pocket. I'm gonna cut the sleeves off in a rounded shape to make it into a vest. Now, Michonne's vest has more of a square-like collar that dips down into a low V shape. So just cut that shape out of the vest in the front. And if the layers split, just glue them back together with permanent fabric glue. And this jacket is way too boxy. Michonne's vest is more form-fitting. So just cut a few slits in the back of the vest, grab some leather cording, weave it through the holes, and then you'll be able to tighten it as much as you want. And then you'll have your custom Michonne vest. Super easy, quick, and inexpensive. Now the cloak. Oh man guys, Michonne's cloak is no joke. Completely unique from any other cape out there. So I found this curtain from Target that reminded me of burlap. An 84-inch length. I first fold it in half and cut it down the middle. Take one half of the curtain, fold it 1/3 of the way down, and then cut that 1/3 off. This is optional, but I'm just gonna make it look cleaner by gluing the edges with fabric glue and folding them up to secure them. This will just make it look neater and cleaner. So anywhere there's a jagged edge, just fold it over and glue it in place. Nice, so now our edges are done. I measure 18 inches from one side, and then I cut that off, fold the remaining fabric in half, and glue one of the shorter sides together. This is our hood. Now grab the other half of the curtain, measure 23 inches from one end, cut that off, grab the remaining fabric. It should be about 30.5 inches in width remaining. This is gonna be the bottom of the cloak. Measure out about 7 inches from the length and cut that off so it's more boxy. Now shape the bottom of the cloak so it's more rounded. And again, I'm gonna clean it up by folding up the edges and gluing them in place. Again, this is gonna hide those jagged edges, making it look neater. So when that's done, I'm gonna fold the top of the cloak over, and I'm gonna glue the hood onto that folded over edge. And the hood is really big, so you're gonna need to overlap that fabric a bit. When that's all glued together, you're pretty much done. But we need a fastener so the cloak stays on our shoulders. So I just cut a hole into the collar of the cloak on each side. Doesn't have to be perfect. Then I grab some of that leather cord and I string it through the holes. So when you place the cloak on your shoulders, just string the cord through and tie a loose knot so the cord can't slip out. And of course, you gotta have Michonne's Katana. I just picked this fake one up from the Halloween outlet store and duct taped it to a brown leather belt. Michonne's Katana has a brown casing, but I couldn't track down brown duct tape in time. However, the hood covers the duct tape anyway, so it's not really that big of a deal. Now the gloves. Brown gloves are ideal, but black leather also works. Just cut the fingers off where the knuckles are, and then cut off the wrist portion to make the glove shorter and more stylized. And that's it! Your Jawless Zombie Pet Michonne costume is complete. This is probably my favorite costume ever. Going as Michonne is pretty awesome in itself, but adding the zombie twist takes it to a whole nother level. Now wearing white colored contacts would really bring the zombie half to life, pun intended. But I don't have any, so here's a sweet edit of what it could look like. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Whether you want to be Michonne, a Jawless Zombie Pet, or both, I hope this helps. Alright guys, happy Halloween, and I'll see you in the next one. Click the link to the left for an easy hair tutorial, and click the link to the right to be redirected to my daily vlog channel. Alright, I'll see you guys there. Bye! I'm such a dork out here. Freaking taking my sword out like I'm about to do something with this plastic. Can't even get it in if this is a real apocalypse. I'd be done.